Hi, I'm Jen. I watch stuff. That's why the channel is called Jen Watches Stuff. Sorry if you're back here and that's a rerun, but welcome here if you're new, and also welcome here if that was a rerun. I'm repping my favorite podcast, my favorite Hallmark podcast, Deck the Hallmark. I got that shirt from their website, Bramble Jam Media, something. You know, if you look up Deck the Hallmark podcast and you want it and you love them, and if you don't listen to Deck the Hallmark, you really should, because I love them even when they disagree with me. Like, they are talking about Christmas at the Catnip Cafe, which I haven't posted that video yet or edited that, but I loved that movie, and they're like, are you out of your mind? And Dan, the one who usually hates the movies, said like it should have hijinks in it, and because it's called Christmas at the Catnip Cafe, and it has Paul Campbell in it, who's a funny guy and stuff. But whatever, you can see that on that review, which might be lumped in with this because I might be literally trying to lump everything together that I have already watched, so that, you know, there we go. Guys, I'm trying to think what movie I need to talk about, because I did not think it would be possible for me to get this much in the weeds, especially in a year with only 24 movies. But here we are. So how about we talk about The Snow Must Go On? That was one of the movies that came out on Thanksgiving. And I love this movie. This movie is a 10 out of 10. It is, I was laughing aloud, like from the beginning. 100%, 1,000,000,000% my favorite Corey Cott movie, because I only know Corey from Butlers in Love. And, of course, Charlie, the guy that we don't know what happened to him after he went off to Korea to be in a MASH unit in one of those Cherry Lane movies. And he's fantastic in this. First of all, Corey Cott can sing. And Corey Cott is hilarious. Like, Corey Cott, in my opinion, has great timing, comedy timing, right? So, and then we've got Heather Hemmons, who's absolutely stunning. She's gorgeous. She was in that movie last year where she had so much chemistry with that guy. Like, it was so, like, fiery. Great. Love that movie, too. And, yeah, I think I need to pause, because I think I wanted to comment on who wrote and directed this, so that I could say, of course, we wound up with a hilarious movie. So give me just 1 second on that. Okay, this isn't the one where I was familiar with the writers, because I'm not familiar with them, or like, I think they've done a couple of Hallmark things, but there's something else that I'm thinking of. But Jeff Beasley directed this, which in recent years he's also directed some real bangers, like Christmas on Call from last year, which I loved. A Carol for Two, love that movie. Oh my God, Santa Summit, and a Christmas Cookie Catastrophe from a few years back. So Jeff Beasley knows what he's doing with these comedy movies. This movie is so much fun. And let me tell you how fun it is. My child, who will literally see me watching a Hallmark movie and be like, why are you hurting yourself? Why do you do this to yourself? I'm concerned about you in this level of self-harm. And will be like, you know, like this is the lamest thing you could possibly be watching right now, right? But I put this on. My kids started listening. Before I knew it, that child sat down and watched this whole thing with me. The whole movie. And loved it. Didn't just tolerate it. Loved it. A very much non-Hallmark person. Loved it. So, that's saying something for you right there. The story is like, it's so silly. It's so ridiculous. But Corey Cott we meet Corey Cott when he is in a very off Broadway production where he is a reindeer, and it is like he thought that a reindeer movie with political messages or something like that. Like, I think he was basically trying to go for a Hamilton and a reindeer like mashup sort of thing, but a play like that he thought was going to be a success. But when we see the audience, not so much. And that was like, you have to watch it to see what I'm talking about. So he is going to go try to get a job, and then they close down the auditions, and he decides he's going to go home to spend Christmas with his sister and his niece and he goes to pick up his niece from school, and she is in the Christmas like program play thing that they're going to put on, and just so happens that the person who's supposed to be directing that, the teacher, leaves because she has met somebody online, and she's just quitting her job. So they wind up asking him, I guess his niece is like, can you do this for us, Uncle Isaiah? And he decides that he's going to help them out. And I can't remember if that is before or after he finds out that there's a girl in the class whose mom is the one that he wanted to audition for. So he hatches this plan to be in it himself so that he can like do an audition for her kind of thing. So obviously at some point, that's where the conflict is going to come from. But in the meantime, though, like his interaction with these kids, the kids are great. There's a couple that are like, at least one I can think of that was pretty annoying, but they have some great kid actors and some great interactions with the kids. And it was just so much fun. And then the relationship between he and Heather Hemmons, their chemistry is off the charts. And I loved it. And I can't wait to watch it again. And I'm not going to tell you anything else. Obviously, it's going to end happily because it's a Hallmark movie. But I absolutely love this and thought it was hilarious. And again, 10 out of 10. Please let me know if you watch this, what you think about it. And I wish all the movies were this entertaining because I'm trying to watch one right now that is like, oh my God. Give me some laundry to fold or something while I watch this. Anyway, again, I always say this, probably going to tack this on with everything else. So thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Let me know what you think of this. Okay, thanks. Bye. Hi there, coming to you from the recliner where I have just finished watching an Alpine Holiday. I'm Jen. I watch stuff. That's why this channel is called Jen Watches Stuff. Welcome if it's your first time here, or welcome back. And you know what? This sounds so stupid because I'm probably going to lump this in with a whole bunch of other reviews that I have to post and make a Review-A-Palooza for the last several weeks because I'm so in the weeds. It's ridiculous. And Steve is probably going to be talking just for he doesn't want anything. He just likes to talk. So forgive me in advance for Steve. So here's what I like about Alpine Holiday. I like Ashley Williams. I like Lacey J. Mailey. I know her from the few seasons of Chesapeake Shores that I watched. The guy in the movie who's French, he is adorable. I like the premise, although it really makes you look like a slacker if when you die, you haven't left like some magnificent quest complete with like reservations and stuff for your loved ones to like some sort of journey for them to embark on, right? It's making me think, like, is there something that I should plan for my kid in the event? I mean, that's morbid, so I'm going to stop talking about it. But anyway, it really does make you feel like a slacker if you don't plan something like that for your people. But it's not the right way to look at it, I know. But their grandmother has left this trip that she wants them to do. It's the same trip that she and their grandfather took when they got engaged. And it's to go to the French Alps and to like climb up this mountain and go and see where they put like this lock, which I know there's like some bridge or something. Isn't there like a bridge in France or Paris or something where you go put your lock and it's like your name's on there and it's like love and blah, blah, blah. Okay, anyway, so, but she's made all these reservations for them. She's picked the guide for them, who is the grandson of the guide that they had. And so the thing that our conflict is really between, this is another thing I like, that Ashley Williams and Lacey J. Mailey are very sisterly in their conflicts, in that like they at times seem very realistic in that there's stuff with them that goes way back that they haven't resolved. And like sometimes I felt like they stayed like conflicted or mad at each other for a longer period of time than a typical Hallmark movie where they would just try to like wrap everything up. And it's like, no, it's not that simple. Like, I'm still mad about this or whatever. So I did appreciate to me, that was kind of realistic. The setting is stunning, like when they get to, oh, and then the other thing is that Ashley Williams is very adventurous. She's a free spirit. She's always on the go, where Lacey J. Maley is like a lot of us, just like, let me just hang out at my house because this is my safe place kind of thing. And like Ashley Williams at one point tells her that everything's out of her comfort zone, and Lacey J. Maley says something about her anxiety and like to stop judging her anxiety, which felt really real as of somebody who suffers from anxiety and has loved ones with anxiety. And like, you know, you can't just tell somebody with anxiety to snap out of it. They didn't really spend too much time on that, but I did like that it like came up. What else? Yeah, so that's part of their conflict, right? So those are the setting when they get to the French Alps, the little towns that they're in, like it really made me want to hop on a plane and like go. Never would have any interest whatsoever in climbing a mountain, even if I had a good hip, because it's just not on my list of things to do. And there was one scene where they were up somewhere, like an observation sort of place, partway up the mountain, where you could go stand on this clear floor. And like when they did that, like my stomach sort of dropped, because I don't know if I would be able to do that, because it's like heights are not great for me, but it was breathtaking, and it did get a reaction from me. So the problem is, and I don't know if it's just me because of being so in the weeds, so behind, like when it comes to like getting anything posted or anything edited, I'm like, there's going to be a bunch of reviews I'm not even going to edit and stuff. So like, and then just being like, excuse me, just in a kind of a mood where I'm like, I'm busy. I have work. I have stuff I want to do around the house that I haven't done, you know, wanting to get the season started early, but then kind of like now we're here and I kind of feel like everything feels like a chore, including watching movies sometimes, unless they just immediately like pull me in, right? Like Grand Ole Opry Christmas, for example, not a chore. Or The Snow Must Go On, or Ted Cooper, obviously. So I had a hard time like staying interested or looking forward to when I would go, like, because I'd watched it in several sittings, which I do sometimes. So I ultimately, like, I'm feeling like this is going to be like, you know, it's going to be better than a 7, but I'm not sure that it's going to be better than an 8 iced peppermint mochas for me. I'll figure that out when I go to post this, because as much as I did like certain parts of it, certain moments of it, it was kind of just a movie, and it was there and it was on, you know, like, so for doing whatever I was doing in the background is kind of how I felt about it. But again, I wanted to put out there all of my possible biases regarding this in case it's better than I think it is, but it's just kind of there being, you know, being a movie in spite of the things that it has going for it. So that's all I'm going to say for now. Figure out what my ultimate review is when I do this, whenever that's going to be, hopefully today. And that's it. On to the next, which is going to finish We Met in December, which I'm liking so far. And I'll be back. Okay, thanks for being here. Bye. I just finished the Christmas Cup, and I'm going to say I don't know which movie I was happier to finish, this or that the Bills Christmas movie, because they're both boring, but this one had parts that were just bad, but not fun bad, because my thing is like, look, be a good movie, which we've had some good ones this year, or be a bad movie that is entertaining to me. And this Christmas Cup movie does not fall into either of those categories. The last movie I watched Rhiannon Fish in was My Norwegian Holiday back in 2023. That was a 10 out of 10 for me. Well, at that time I was doing 5 out of 5, I think. Yeah, I was doing like 5 peppermint ice mochas is the top. And I'm pretty sure it got a 5 because it was in my top. Yeah, I don't know. It was probably in my top 5. This doesn't even seem like it's the same lady. This seems like they took Rhiannon Fish, and because they put her in a uniform because she was supposed to be military, I'm thinking that maybe she was going for something like a stoic, like I'm in the military type of thing or something. But it was as if they took her and they wring out all the personality out of her. That's what it felt like to me. I don't know if I've watched Ben Rosenbaum in anything. I know that he's Aaron Krakow's husband in real life. And that he's on When Calls the Heart, which I don't watch. This, for me, one of the most boring leading men that I've ever seen. I did not think that they had a single drop of chemistry. Like, the fact that they wind up together at the end, I felt like, let's get together because we both live in this town and we're, like, roughly the same age. And we know each other. Because I didn't get it, like, one single bit. But I also have to say, in all fairness, I could not pay attention to this movie. Like, this is a 1,000,000% put on the play your Animal Crossing, fold your laundry, wrap your presents. But even then, I'd probably put on the Bill's Love Story instead of that, because the Bill's Love Story does have a bunch of people in it that I like, so that answers my question. But this is at the bottom of the list for me right now. There was a part... Okay, let me say what I like about this movie. There is an actor in here, and I believe his name is Michael Tegan. I will correct myself if I'm wrong. Who I like from a few other things. He was in An Unexpected Christmas. He was in something about Roadhouse, something or other. Both of these with Tyler Hines. And then there was one more that I saw that he was in that I saw. That had something to do with Hanukkah. But I really like him. Like, he played Rhiannon Fish's brother in this. And he, to me, seemed like the most lively character. Like, he, to me, almost seemed like he was in another movie. Like, his energy didn't, like, I don't feel like anybody else, like, met his energy. Now, he supposedly, the plot of this movie is immaterial. It doesn't, you guys, it doesn't matter. It has to do, like, I'll tell you anyway. So, she's a Marine, and she is discharged because she has, like, an injury, and she desperately wants to get back in, but she's going to be at home for the Christmas Cup, this is the 50th year of them doing the Christmas Cup, and it's, like, there are these two towns that compete against each other, and they do share, like, they have two mayors, like, there's a mayor for each town, but the fire department, I think, is for both towns, and Ben Rosenbaum is the fire captain. And, like, she comes home and dad's throwing a party for her. And I think it was at the house. I don't remember. But then the mayor of the other town shows up with the fire captain and says there are too many people here, basically. Like, you're in violation of some sort of fire code. Like, the lady came into wherever this was, her homecoming party. Like, she's been away. Her homecoming party. Uninvited. And said some bullshit about, like, not getting invited. And the mayor, who's the dad of Rhiannon Fish, was like, it's just a little gathering. Well, this doesn't look like a little gathering to me. I think this is in violation of blah, 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 blah. And has the fire captain guy close it down. Like, she leaves, and then he's like, I'm sorry, everybody's going to have to leave. I, at that moment, told my kid, I said, I hate this movie. I hate this movie. Like, I actively hated the movie in that moment. I was like, I don't know how these people are going to convince me that this is anything but terrible. And they didn't. At all. Michael Tegan, okay, so what it is that she winds up being the coach for their Christmas Cup team. And there's, because the Christmas Cup competition, like her mom was big into this. Her mom has passed away. She's going to coach them. And the things in the Christmas Cup competition are trivia about the towns. There is a competition. At first I thought they were going to have to just taste different spices, because her brother, Mickey, that's Michael Teakin's character, his passion, his daughter says, is that he has a YouTube channel where he like bakes. I'm pretty sure bakes or cooks or something. So they're going to put him in as somebody who tastes things, right? Ultimately, it winds up being like, here's a cookie, tell me all the ingredients in this cookie, right? But they have him just tasting all these different, like, spices, I think. That was what was going on. And he tasted one, and he goes, ginger? And they were like, it's cinnamon. And I'm thinking to myself, you can't possibly have a YouTube channel where you cook or bake and not be able to taste the difference between cinnamon and ginger. Like, I don't understand how that's possible. So anyway, even though I like that character, ridiculous. But it involves that. There's an eggnog chug, which frankly made me, and I love eggnog. Like, I mean, I don't even think I've ever had any homemade eggnog, but like from the store in a carton, I mean, come on, I'm all over it. But these people chugging it like so much eggnog made me feel like not great, because it actually gave me a little PTSD to being pregnant, and I had hyperemesis, which means basically that I threw up pretty much every single day, like morning sickness, but like that lasts for like 9 months, right? And throwing up dairy is the worst. Like, it's not good, okay? Throwing up's terrible, but in particular, I would not recommend throwing up dairy. And so I would very much not recommend chugging a bunch of eggnog, because there's no way you're not going to throw up with that volume of eggnog in your stomach. But anyway, so that was personally rough for me. What was the other thing they had to do? I know it ends with a snowball fight, and then there was a singing competition, and the best singer that they had, bless her heart, not a good singer, but I guess this is the only person in the town who was willing to do this, and she got up and did it, and yay for her and everything, but she didn't win. But honestly, I don't know, like, they would meet to like practice, and I think I would just literally check out every time they would meet, because it really did take me a long time to figure out what this Christmas Cup was even about. I did not put this high on my list as far as my expectations during the preview. I'm pretty sure I'm guessing it was a Silent Nighty Night yawn, but I'm not sure if I maybe gave it something higher because of Rhiannon Fish being in it. But it is definitely 1,000,000% Silent Nighty Night yawn at the bottom of my list so far. And I would rather watch all 3 Cherry Lane movies 3 times each than have to put this on again, because I just don't think it had any, it had no personality. Like, I don't know how to explain it other than that. Except better luck next time, Rhiannon Fish. And I can't believe I talked for 10 minutes about a movie that I feel like I only really watched 10 minutes of it, because okay. Really tough. I wish that I'd gotten that out of the way before if I could turn back time, I would have watched that first and get that out of the way. But anyway, I might be down to only having to watch one more movie for Thanksgiving, the Alpine one, and finish that. So I think I'm going to go try to do that now. And thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. And on to the next one. If I'm connecting all of these, I don't know what I'm doing. Or see you next time or something like that. Okay, thanks. Bye. So I'm in the car studio, and I look like this because I just went to a work party, and it was, we were supposed to dress as come as like a decade or something. So I was 80s, and I like am so shiny because I got hot as usual, because I always get hot. Also, the heater was on. Also, because it's cold outside for us in the Bay Area, it's like in the 40s, and that's like that's weather. So yeah, I'm like super freaking shiny, but oh well, that's okay. Let me just do a quick review because I really should go to bed because I do still have to get up at like 4 o'clock tomorrow. But I realized that there are 2 movies that I have seen that I haven't reviewed, and wow, I wonder if next year I'm going to be able to do this project like I always, think I want to do this project where I actually review the movies like the week that they come out and stuff. Like that would be fun. But anyway, the More the Merrier. Very cute. Oh my God, why did I just blank on his name? Brendan Penny. Graying Brendan Penny is like I'm a fan. I'm a fan of his. The movie is cute. Rachel Boston, I always like her. And, they're doctors and a lot of babies get delivered and stuff. And it's cute. Is it one that I would tell somebody who doesn't watch Hallmark movies to watch? Probably not. But if you do watch Hallmark movies, I think that you will really enjoy it, especially if you like these 2. And if I'm remembering correctly, because I watched this weeks ago, there was a kiss in there that was like, damn, like that's a kiss. So, yeah, I thought it was really cute. And what am I going to rate it? I don't know. It's going to be probably not an 8, over a 7. And I'll figure that out as I go along because I don't know. I'm really trying to hurry up and do this before my light in the garage goes off. And I don't think I'm going to be able to make it, but that's why I'm going really fast. But yeah, I'm just trying to think what stood out. I don't know. It's, it's pretty standard stuff, but, where Rachel, I guess the conflict is that, Rachel Boston's character has received these offers to go work at different places because that's the kind of life that she's lived, and she never really gets too close to anybody. And other people say that they call her, I can't remember the name. There, my light went off. That they call her, but she doesn't really like to get close to people because she like moves around and stuff. And I think that was what she did as a kid. I can't remember if it was a military family or whatever. So she does ultimately decide that this is a place that feels like home to her. So she wasn't just staying because of Brendan Penny. Although that kiss, that's a good bonus reason to stay. So, but it's basically just takes place over one night. It's like Christmas Eve into Christmas, and all these babies that get born on Christmas, and they have to deal with stuff like the power goes out and getting a generator, and it really is my bedtime and stuff like that. But I enjoyed it. Like I didn't find it. I wasn't bored at all. And again, Brendan Penny is just aging like a fine wine, in my opinion. So that's what I'll say about that. We met in December. Guys, I love me some Now Mater, like so much. I think this is maybe my favorite Autumn Reeser thing that I've seen. I think that the 2 of them are great together. I love that this movie was different because it flashes back, to like have their memories, because they're on their plane gets grounded for weather. And they have to stay in this hotel, and they basically spend an amazing night, like the best date ever kind of thing. And they're going to see each other in the morning. They don't exchange numbers or last names or anything. I don't think they were like not on purpose. They just didn't. We'll see in the morning, but Niall Mater oversleeps because they were going to be on the same flight. Niall Mater oversleeps. He misses his flight. And then they spend the rest of the movie trying to find each other in Chicago. And but then we're getting flashbacks of from the date because they're trying to they're remembering certain things that might give them a clue as to how they're going to find each other. So I liked it. I like that it was different. I love their chemistry. I think they're great together. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. And they show Niall Mater with his family. His dad has recently passed away. He's trying to like really go overboard and make this Christmas absolutely perfect, like his dad would do if his dad were still here, and his mom and sister are kind of like, hey, let's just chill and be present in the moment and stuff like that. And Autumn Reeser's thing is that having gone on this great date with him, he encourages her to kind of follow her dream of, she's a lawyer and she works for like a design firm, but she's always wanted to like do her own designing and stuff. So that's kind of her thing that's going on. But I just think they both are beautiful. And yeah, Niall is really one of my, like, I always forget how much I enjoy him until I'm sitting there watching a movie with him in it. So this one is at least an 8. I'll think about where it's going to land, but yeah, definitely your Hallmark person, you're going to love this one. That's what I think. So anyway, is this going to get stuck along with all the rest of the reviews? Probably. Is this going to be like the one that I end with? You know what? Let's say that this is going to be the one that I end with. So I'm going to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Thanks for being patient if you've been waiting for these reviews to come out, because yeah, I guess you didn't have any choice, but I'm sure that, you know, you probably just went on with your lives and watched the movies and stuff anyway. If you're on YouTube and you have an account and stuff like that, and you would like to like, or if you would like to subscribe, it will basically be better than wearing the hot pink leg warmers that I'm wearing to represent the 80s tonight. So anyway, thank you so much for being here. Okay, bye. You guys want to know what I like? No. You guys want to know what I love? I love being, like, pleasantly surprised. I love watching a movie that I think is probably going to be okay, and then it becomes even better than I expected. I just finished Christmas at the Catnip Cafe. I still rated this a jingle yes, which is, you know, a step below Hark the Herald Angels Sing. Or Hark the Hallmark Angels Sing? Is that what I was calling it? I don't know. I was literally just looking at it and I made it up and I don't remember, but, you know, oh, whatever. Anyway, the point is, I love this movie so much because here's the thing. Paul Campbell. Hi, Steve. Paul Campbell has always been one of my favorite Hallmark guys, okay? But there are a few movies where I'm just like, I'm madly in love with Paul Campbell and I would like to marry Paul Campbell right now. Like, I would like to jump into this movie and I would like to be Paul Campbell's girlfriend. I hear you, Steve. I don't even know what he wants. He's just talking. Anyway, I haven't felt that way in a minute about Paul Campbell in a movie. That's not Paul Campbell's fault. It's just, you know, he's in the silly, you know, the Three Wise Men trilogy, or like the cameo in the Santa Class or whatever it was, or, you know, what have you. But there are a few movies, and I'll post some of them here, that, like, starting with Window Wonderland, where I'm just like, this is my Paul Campbell. And in this movie, that was my Paul Campbell. Like, that was the Paul Campbell that has this aura of just being like, I don't even know how to put it. There's sort of like world weariness or something. Like in this case, he's a veterinarian and he's half owner of this cafe, and like he's the town handyman, and he's always got, you know, like, and he was engaged 7 years ago and they split up. So he's kind of like, he's not, Steven, you're not even asking for anything. You're just talking. And it's kind of rude because I'm talking to the people about the Catnip Cafe. Although that's kind of funny that my cat is one of my 5 cats, but I'll get to that. He's trying to talk to me right now during this review in particular. So, anyway, it's just there's something about him where he's just like, okay, yeah, here we go. But it's so Paul Campbell, and if you know Paul Campbell and you love Paul Campbell, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And I do like Erin Cahill. This is probably my favorite Erin Cahill performance that I've seen. The premise is just so straightforward and so simple, and we've seen this before where, like, an aunt leaves her half of this cafe, but her life is in California, and she really has found this dream condo that she wants, and this is perfect. She can get this guy to sell the cafe, and then she'll have enough for the down payment on this condo, so her mortgage payments won't be through the roof, right? But then what happens? She gets there to the town of Felicity, and she winds up falling in love with the people, the cafe, the cats, and Paul Campbell. Because how can you not, right? Like, that is the basic premise of this. I really think that's all you need to know. Obviously, it's not a spoiler to know that they're going to fall in love, right? But my God, it was just so charming. And there are some moments that were, like, so sweet because, like, first of all, I love cats, obviously. Again, I have 5 of them. That was not a plan. That is just what happened in my life, okay? And I think they're amazing and hilarious and ridiculous and nuisances, but I absolutely love them. And so I loved seeing all the cats. I loved in the beginning when they were showing cats being nuisances because that's realistic. I love that that this cat kind of found her, Gingerbread or whatever, the grumpy cat guy. And then they were showing people, like there's a boy that they show who has this real connection with this one cat, and he always comes and visits, and we find out that he's being like, he's a foster kid, and the only reason they haven't adopted him yet is because they're adopted the cat is because they're in the process of trying to adopt this kid, and all of that is all touching and sweet and stuff. And and Erin Cahill having memories about visiting her aunt and this cat that she found, but she didn't get to keep, and her aunt kept it, and basically she finds out that she was the inspiration for all of this, and it's just so sweet. And I watched it all in one sitting, guys. So, like, that should tell you something right now, because I'm always watching these in like 6 or 7 gulps. So I'm just so thrilled. I'm not sure exactly where this is going to land, but it's definitely at, it's definitely a 9.25 or higher, because that's the range for my top tier. So I'll just have to think about where that's going to land when I get around to editing this, which could be in January for all I know, at the rate that I'm going. So I love this movie so much, and this is probably going to be one of those reviews that I post along with a bunch of other reviews, but I'm still going to say thanks for listening, thanks for watching. Please let me know what you thought. And if you're watching this on YouTube, which is where it's going to have to be because it's too long to put on Instagram, if you want to if you want to subscribe, then it'll make me and Steve very, very happy if you're willing to do that. I would really appreciate it. So anyway, thanks so much. Bye. I just finished a Grand Ole Opry Christmas. I was trying to get background there. Okay. Let me tell you something. So this is going to give you a bunch of feels if, number 1, you have a dad who has passed away. Number 2, if you're super menopausal, you're going to possibly sob, because I did at this movie. I'm going to say Chris Palaha, Nikki DeLoach, time travel, Christmas magic, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Hark the Herald Angels Sing, just as I predicted. I guess maybe you wouldn't. It does have country music in it. I happen to like country music. A couple of my favorite country songs are Brad Paisley songs. I love that Brad Paisley was in it. And Brad Paisley, a.k.a. Kimberly Williams Paisley's husband, and a.k.a. Ashley Williams' brother-in-law. So he's already got his Hallmark connections, right? He's already got his Hallmark street cred, basically. Yeah, I love this movie. I just don't know what else to tell you, except that if you're a Hallmark fan, you probably love these two. So I would imagine that it's already on your list and you're probably going to love it. I just want to warn you, if you don't want to sob and you fall into either of those categories about having lost your dad or being super menopausal, then don't watch it. But if that's okay with you, then I would say go ahead and watch it. It's a great movie. They have amazing chemistry. This is their first Hallmark movie together. I love the setting. Yeah, so well done. Sharon Lawrence is in it with really big hair. Are there some things that don't necessarily make sense? Sure, but is it also a Christmas magic time travel movie? Yes. So I think I'm going to leave it at that and just tell you to go watch the movie and make this like a 2, maybe 3-minute video. So, gosh, look at that crazy hair. It's time for me to go and do something about that. Anyway, thanks for being here. See you soon. I think I'm just going to post this video just like this and call it a day because I've still got 2 more movies to watch to get caught up and about 3,000 reviews to edit and post. So anyway, there you go. Thanks so much. Okay, bye.